welcome Sri Lanka. Good morning and welcome to the show. And we are here today on a bright and early Monday morning to lighten up your day by bringing you another fun and interesting theme that's going to interest you and keep you invigorated for the rest of the day. And I'm your host Amaya, and I am with
Anupama, none other than Anupama. And I was just telling Amaya that today is going to be the show of the A's, at least in the beginning of the show, the first half of the show at least. Welcome to Good Morning Sri Lanka. We are so glad that you're here. And it's going to be a wonderful Monday because today we are going to talk about a very, very special, interesting topic which will be very interesting for girls specifically. Moving on from very conventional and rigorous topics, we're talking about wedding attire. And you know, when you talk about wedding attire, Amma and I were having this discussion before the show. Ever since we are small kids, ever since we are 5 years old, all girls want to have their perfect wedding and the perfect wedding attire. So today we are going to help out those people who are aspiring to be brides and the people who are, you know, planning to be brides in another decade maybe to have some very, very interesting tips in order to be the perfect bride, in order to fit in to their image of being the perfect bride. And yes, Amaya, to discuss that, we have two very wonderful guests, and very specially we are going to invite right now to start off the show Anushka the Pereira Fonseca, jewelry designer and CEO of Amber by Anushka, and she's here right with us. We are very privileged to have her. Welcome to Good Morning Sri Lanka, Anushka.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. I'm okay.
How are you this morning?
Hi.
Welcome
Doing
to Good
good.
Morning Sri Lanka. We are so privileged to have you right now. Amaya and I was just discussing before the show what kind of jewelry we are going to have for our wedding. So
Anupama is very excited about this show. She's trying on all of the pieces we'll be speaking about in a little while, and she was having a ball of a time. But that's because some of these pieces are really gorgeous.
Yes.
And wedding jewelry is something that will excite anyone. Female viewer.
Yes.
So tell us about your background, Anushka, and how did you get interested in designing specifically wedding jewelry?
Well, I started with casual and formal, and then moved on to bridal, basically, because it's more interesting, more elaborate. I get to play around with stones and pearls and different colors, different looks, different shapes, whatever the bride needs. So it makes it more interesting.
And you have to cater to the specific needs of each bride. You
Yes.
customize jewelry, do you?
Sometimes, yes, depends on what the bride wants, depends on her budget, because that's very important, because customized jewelry is very expensive, because you have to make it specially for her.
But I think some brides undermine the importance of jewelry in polishing up your look and really finishing off the bridal look.
Yes.
And there are some who want to opt for more simple get-ups and others who opt for more elaborate get-ups. So actually, what is your take on how important jewelry is to finish off the look and to really give some polish and class and elevate it to the next level?
Yes.
Well, my opinion for that is basically each bride has their own taste. Like some like simple jewelry, some like very chunky jewelry. It depends on the bride. Also, it depends on what she wears. So I would say that the jewelry completes her look, basically of what she's wearing. If it's a sari, I could match her pearls, and I can match her stones or the color or whatever she wants. Basically, that's how bridal jewelry is completed along with the outfit.
Yeah, Anushka, you mentioned that usually brides, it's very important for the bride to know what she's going to wear in order to choose the jewelry. So most people, I mean, obviously must be choosing the dress first and then going for the jewelry afterwards. But what I wanted to ask you is that when it comes to different ethnicities and the different cultures and all that, especially when it comes to a dress from a sari, some people change into a dress from a sari and all that, how do you advise them to differentiate their jewelry?
Basically, a sari jewelry is a different shape. As a dress, you can wear it in a different shape. Like, for example, if you wear a strapless dress, you can have a more elaborate necklace, probably a choker or a full-length necklace. Whereas if you wear a sari, it depends. If it's a Candian, again it's a choker, or if it's a normal Indian sari, you can wear anything you want, but it's different,
of course,
as compared to a dress, because Actually, you can wear anything you want, to be honest. It depends on the particular look you're going for, or more like the particular look the bride is going for.
But does it also depend on what the bride looks like?
Yes.
Because, you know, the
It depends on the neck shape.
Exactly,
Yes.
I was going to ask you. And
Yeah.
the jaw, and
Yes.
you know, how you
Yes.
actually put your hairstyle and all that. So, why don't you elaborate?
If she is a big made bride, if she has a nice long neck, then she can wear chunky jewelry. And if she has a very small neck, I would never advise the bride to actually go for a choker, because
I see.
that wouldn't suit her. So if it's a big made bride, usually I would go for very narrow necklaces, not very chunky but simple, probably a pendant type would suit her best, in my opinion, actually. Yeah.
And if it was a slender bride, the options are limitless, is it?
Yeah, it depends. If she's small made, again, medium sized jewelry.
Of course.
If she's thin and tall, she can actually carry anything, depending on what she looks like.
So you advise brides as well on what will actually suit their look,
Yes.
because some of them may come in with a specific idea in
Yes.
their minds,
Yes.
but it won't suit them
Yes,
at the end of the day.
definitely.
So you carry out that consultation as well.
Yes, definitely.
And tell us, what are the latest trends when it comes to bridal jewelry that you see in 2013 that has cropped up?
So far, I mean, the trends usually these days, I am guessing simple necklaces with chunky pendant type.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Because I think the good old days we used to have the full necklace, and I feel like nowadays the brides are going for more simple looks, and so I am assuming in 2013 that will be, I'm not 2014 onwards, that it might be the look.
And when it comes to bridal attire, actually in those days, if you take my mother's wedding pictures, they went for big hairdos, and they went for a lot of flowers, and everything was done.
loud jewelry.
Maybe, but the tastes have really changed, haven't they, when you
Yes.
come to this day and
Yes.
age? And
But there are few who still stick to it.
the traditional
Yes, there are few.
Sri Lankan
Yeah, the Sri Lankan way.
big wedding. Yeah.
How different, how are the contrasts between the brides that you have seen so far? Are they very, like I was asking you before, are they very demanding when it comes to, being consulted? Do they really want what they want, or are they open up to you? Do they open up to you?
Some have their dream wedding.
Okay. Already
And-
set in their head.
Yes.
Okay.
And they don't like to be told
Okay.
or advised. So, you have to be tactful, because end of the day it's my name on the line. So, I say it in a nice way. So far I haven't come across a very difficult bride to handle, because I guess it's in the way you explain it to them.
Yeah.
So how much time should you keep before your wedding day to get the jewelry done? What's the ideal timeline for you?
For me, I don't like to rush anything. So I tell my brides, because usually they start a wedding, they start booking things 1 year ahead. So the first thing they do is to buy the dress or the fabric or the color or whatever, and then they come for the jewelry. So I would say between 4 months, 6 to 4 months is enough.
Is ideal.
Yes, it's ideal.
And you do only for the bride or the entire bridal
I do
party?
for the entire bridal party.
I
Yeah.
see. And what do you have to pay attention to when you pick out these specific pieces to complement your attire? Is it better to go for a big pair of earrings and then you don't go for a necklace at all? Or how do you balance out all of these elements when you talk about attire?
This is for bridal, is it?
Yes, for,
okay.
for brides, when they take, because some of them they will wear the bracelets, a lot of it, and then the big earrings and a
Yes.
chunky necklace, and all of it, sometimes it clashes with each other.
Depends on the work of the outfit she's wearing. If it's a heavy work, I would say don't wear a necklace, but go for chunky earrings. Some I would say go for all, because if it's a simple design, simple work on the blouse or the sari or the dress she's wearing, it depends.
What are your favorite stones to work with?
Yeah, what are your favorite stones to play with?
Play with.
Yeah, and basically, what are your favorite precious stones, or the things that you use that you actually recommend to your brides the most?
Precious stones I do not work with, because all my jewelry is imitation, and I think the main stone is zircons. So it's basically the color that I play around with, and the design and the shape and the style probably. Now if it's, for example, gold and red or gold and maroon, probably just plain gold with stones, or they could come up with a pearl set. And even the pearls, it could be ivory, it could be white, it could be light gold. You know, you get different colors of pearls, and if the bridesmaids want to wear pearls, then you can match the bridesmaids outfits as well. So
we'll try to get a close-up of these pieces, because there are some amazing pieces here. But where do you source your stones from? You have all local suppliers, or do you import anything as well?
Both. I have local, imported, both.
A mix.
Yes, a mix. Depends on what as I said, the budget.
The budget. And this is something that I wanted to ask. What is the budget ideally that a bride should keep for her wedding jewelry? If she's not going for precious stones. If she's going for something more cost effective. What's the budget that a bride should keep in mind for wedding jewelry?
Usually above 7,000, between 7 and 20. So that's not much.
Compared to the wedding cost, so when you take all of the other costs. Because we had another segment last Monday as well about weddings in general, wedding planning, and I think all the elements that go into planning a wedding, a bride would be very happy to know that that would be the cost range for her jewelry.
Okay, the jewelry is actually on screen right now.
There we go. These are some really lovely pieces that you have here, and they really do they don't look like they cost what you mentioned earlier. They look very rich and very grand, don't they?
Yes, they
and the best part about these pieces is that they actually look very simple compared to what you call loud jewelry.
Loud jewelry. This is not loud, exactly. It's
very charming, and it's very convenient looking. You can actually wear it for a dinner party or something. The earrings especially.
And talking about pearls. Pearls are something that's timeless, isn't it? I think that lots of brides steer away from pearls for some reason now. But would you recommend something like pearls for so many brides, whether it's a morning occasion or even an evening wedding? Because the time is also, and the time, whether it's the morning, whether it's the day or the night, is also a factor when you choose jewelry, isn't it?
Not really. Actually, jewelry has to match the outfit in spite of the time. Yes. So, to be honest, the bride has to do a good job in selecting the correct color. So basically, what I do is I match the if she's wearing a pearl outfit, then I have to match the pearl bead, because end of the day it has to look like it's one full designed look for that specific bride.
So we'll speak more about how you can really customize your look to look gorgeous on your wedding day right after this short break.